is a lifestyle. Sports cards and we live now. Jeremy Lee in the building and every guest that you ever needed. Sports cards after hours keep the hobby heated. Updates, hobby talk like you never seen it. Sports cards live and none could ever beat it. Sports cards is a lifestyle. Sports cards and we live now. Welcome to another episode of Sports Cards Live with your host, Jeremy Lee.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the PWCC Weekly Hockey Auction Ending Watch Party. Today is Sunday, February the 18th, 2024. My name is Jeremy Lee. I'm excited for the show tonight and to bring out my co-host, Mr. Josh Madigan of the one and only Hockey Cards Gongshow. Josh, what's happening, buddy?
I'm doing well. Happy Sunday. Nice new digs. Looks good.
Thank you.
There in your office. Excited for the show.
Yeah, as am I. Well, Hobby Champs is excited. He is here. 86 Collectibles is here. The Professor is here yet again. Gary, good evening to you. And Jay Peterman from Seinfeld fame is here as well. What's going on, Jay Peterman? Welcome, everybody. We got 55 cards starred up, favorited, of interest that we're going to look at tonight. But it's a bigger auction. It's almost 400 items this week in the hockey category. We got Pino Chiappetta with us. What's going on, Pino? And Gary, thank you very much. I am very happy and comfortable in my new space here, so thank you for that. Josh, Super Bowl last week. We took the weekend off. We took the Sunday night off. We watched the Super Bowl. I watched it. How did you enjoy it? I enjoyed it. How about you?
Yeah, it was a good game. I didn't really have a rooting interest, and I almost prefer it that way when you're not emotionally invested into one team. So I was just hoping for a good game. Commercials were decent, so it was a good time.
We got a good game. I enjoyed it myself, and but I'm ready to get back into the swing of things here, get back into the routine, and talk about some hockey cards here. Michael has joined us as well. Good evening to you, sir. Well, let's share the screen and have a look. Oh, I favorited the items, but I see I have a couple of other non-hockeys. I'm gonna let you guys see the other. Oh, maybe it's just one. Maybe there's just this one basketball card that I favorited because I sold my copy of this card through PWCC several months ago. It was a 10. This is an 8. So I guess I clicked the little heart just out of interest. But let's talk hockey. 52 Parkhurst, Josh, the second year of post-war hockey, the second year of Parkhurst. And we have a couple of beauties. A Tim Horton PSA 7 rookie card. I love this card. You can check back anytime we've seen one of these and you'll hear me say, I love this card. I've owned my copy for probably 15 years now. We also have the Harry Lumley, just a beautiful card. Like if you look at these two cards, you'll notice that there is a crowd in the background. Other 52 Parkhurst just have like colored out backgrounds, no real detail. The Toronto Maple Leafs, I presume, are the exception or one of them. But this PSA 7 Tim Horton, this is an important card in the history of hockey cards. And this is a notoriously off-centered card. This particular copy looks really nice from a centering perspective. Yes, it's off-center slightly to the right, maybe slightly top to bottom, but overall, corners, edges, this is a great copy. I would highly recommend it. It's at $3,200 plus buyer's premium right now. But let's look at this Lumley. And I mean, it's not his rookie card, but look at this. This is from the Blazer division. If you watch Chris Sewell, this would definitely be from the Blazer division, I would think, for a PSA 7.5. And second year Lumley, beauty, 52 Parkhurst. They're slightly bigger than 51s, if not even more than slightly bigger than 51s, yet they're smaller than the 53s, which are more standard. They're really cool cards. Josh, how do you feel about 52 Parkhurst?
Oh, I really like them, and such a gigantic leap from 51 too. That's what always kind of impresses me is it's hard to believe that they're only 1 year apart. The Lumley, the centering is crazy on that card. It is so nice for that. Now I gotta know what does the Blazer division mean?
Oh, Chris Sewell is a content creator. His channel is called Baseball Card Collector Investor Dealer, in that order, as he says. and he goes through and does auction recaps and hobby summary stuff. And when he sees a card that is beautiful, he'll say, "Yeah, this one's definitely from the Blazer division." It's just his own thing. So as an homage to him, he's a friend and a great hobbyist. I like to do that. Okay, guys, 53 Parkhurst. The next year after that last one, we have the Maurice Richard, third year Maurice. Again, this is a card I've never owned. I strive to own one day. I think I will. We have this is interesting. I've never really looked closely at this card, but I thought we have to look at it. 53 Parkhurst is Jean Beliveau's rookie card year. This is the Dickie Moore card. However, as was common back then, there's a bit of an error in the, hold on, let's do this the other way. Let's do it like this, open the image. And that is Jean Beliveau, but it's got Dickie Moore's facsimile autograph, and the card on the back will have Dickie Moore's stats. But I thought, what an interesting card where, if you're a Jean Beliveau collector, and you should be because he was, the classiest man in sports, this is a kind of a cameo card or an error card with him pictured, but the card isn't meant to be his. Now, that happened in 83, 84 O-Pee-Chee, where Steve Ludzig subbed in for Steve Larmer. And it happened in 50, 56, 54, 55, one of the 50s Parkhurst, where Al Arbor and Bill Dineen, their pictures were swapped for each other. So it's kind of something that's happened. Even Paul McLean in 82 O-Pee-Chee isn't Paul McLean of the Winnipeg Jets. So this has happened before. I'm not sure if this is the first one, but Josh, my question for you is, do you think that this card is important for a Jean Beliveau collector? Because that is Jean Beliveau, or it's a painting of him.
Does the label say photo?
Photo is Jean Beliveau. They mean painting, picture, image.
Yeah. I almost wonder, I was curious as to how they made these, if they took photos and then colored over them or something like that. If that's maybe how the cards were produced. I don't know. I don't love cards like this. I understand them. I understand why someone would want it, but it would always bother me that it's not the right, that there's an error, there's something wrong. It's not correct. And so to me, I'm a pass, but I get it.
Well, and listen, I think that's a fair opinion, of course, and it's your opinion. And it doesn't even say Jean Beliveau on it. However, Jean Beliveau's rookie card is also in this set. And it's a nicer card. It's a better image of him. So hey, go with that one. But if you want to pair the two up, that would be pretty cool, I would think. Dickie Moore's rookie, this would be a second-year Dickie Moore, even though it doesn't show Dickie Moore. His rookie is 52 Parkhurst, but it's a pretty cool card. Let's take a closer look at this Maurice Richard, because I just think this is such a gorgeous card for a horizontal. It's off center to the left. It's a little bit high as well, but the color, the edges and corners are wonderful. It's got a registration issue. It's a little bit blurry, but overall it's a strong 7, I would say. I think it's a gorgeous card. It's at $1,100. And then also from the same year, another Maurice Richard with Elmer Locke, both of the Montreal Canadiens at the time, PSA 6. And this is kind of one of those fun multiplayer cards. There's that one of Hank Aaron and Mickey Mantle from, I forget the year, of Topps Baseball. And this is maybe sort of the parallel in hockey. It's a pretty cool card. And I just, it's almost just look at the image of these two guys here. Locke's got his arm around Maurice. Maurice is looking at the puck, whatever it was that day. It probably says on the back of the card. Just a fun image. Come on, you don't see an image like this where we all want a friend who looks at us the way Elmer Locke looks at Maurice Richard here, don't we?
Oh, definitely.
All right.
Well, what I find really interesting about Jeremy, about that Maurice Richard and Elmer Locke card is, well, actually the artwork between the Richard, the horizontal one, that almost looks like I love this card, but it's almost like a watercolor painting. Mm-hmm. And then you go to the Locke and Richard card, and it had to be, they don't even look like they're in the same set. Almost.
Right. Yeah. No, fair.
It's so much more photorealistic.
Yeah. All right, well, there we go. There is row 2. Guys, welcome everyone to the show. If you just joined, Josh and I are covering the PWCC hockey cards. And if you are going to be bidding on any cards tonight and you would like to use the Sports Cards Live referral affiliate link, I'm going to put it into the comments right now. And I would ask that you click on it, you copy, paste it into your browser. It's not clickable. You got to paste it into your browser and then bid from there. And we will receive a small commission. But really, the more important thing is that PWCC sees that we are bringing value to them and their consigners. So thank you very much for that. And before we go on, Josh, I just want to say hello to Jeff McMahon. Hobby Champ said that Tim Horton is a stunner. It really is. Right out of the pack right there. Chad Beleni, welcome to the show. Justin Bode is here. What's going on, buddy? Andrew, welcome to the show. Justin says, I love the Richard card. Would like to hear your opinion on that 7 copy in that old PSA case. So I guess you're talking about this one here. Justin, I think it's a beautiful card. The case, it's older, but serial numbers starting with 2-3, in my opinion, were good grading back then. So I love it. I don't know. If you want me to say something bad about this card, I did, in that it's slightly off center and there's a slight registration issue, but this card looks gorgeous. It would be more than welcome in my collection. I might look for one with slightly better focus, but this one, it's not that bad. But I'll just show you what I mean. If you kind of, like, you see this red fuzz coming off the shorts and coming off there. You see the blue fuzz coming down below his shorts. That's what I mean by registration. And it's a bit blurry. You see it coming off his arm and elbow here. Not too bad, but a gorgeous card nonetheless. Good evening, Name. Always good to see you, buddy. Daniel A., happy Family Day to you. And yeah, I see right here, Justin, you do call out the registration on that Richard. And yeah, don't go, if that's going to bother you, leave it, wait for another copy. 86 says, I look at you guys both that way. He looks at Richard. We appreciate that, 86. Thank you. Professor lets us know that the 53 Richard was featured on the Hockey Cards Gong Show. Justin, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And the professor says the affiliate link seems clickable tonight. Thank you for letting me know. All right, guys. Row 3, 1953 Parkhurst. We have the Gordie Howe, which would pair nicely with the Maurice Richard. This is a PSA 7. Centering, it seems to be a little bit worse than the Richard was, but let's get in and take a peek at it. Oh, wow. What a beautiful, that color is amazing. The registration is really good. Corners and edges the edges are really nice. The bottom corners do seem to have a little bit of fray over here. Nothing serious. This seems to be the bigger culprit right here. The bottom right corner. Centering, it is low and to the left, but with that light bottom, ice image, the image of the ice here and the light border, they almost blend together. So it's not going to be as noticeable, but it's definitely off center. So keep that in mind. You can pick up the 53 Parkhurst Gordie Howe and also the 54 on the same night tonight. This is a PSA 6 with a stain. ST means stain. So let's have a look at this particular card and see what is going on the back of it and see where is the stain that they speak of. I mean, I'm just seeing normal wear here. Maybe this guy right here. I'm not sure if that's a stain or a slight scuff on the back of the card. I don't see it anywhere else. I see normal aging. The front, did I miss something on the front? For the ST. I don't know what that, maybe there's something going on right in here. It's kind of hard to see, but it just seems like aging spots to me. Josh, did you see something that I'm not seeing?
No, I'm a little confused by that.
Yeah, as am I. Maybe the grader on that day had a smudge on their glasses and thought it was on the card. That's about all I can think of. This is it's a decent copy. It's a 6. I think the 6 is very fair. I think the ST is a bit of a hard knock against it from what we can see here, but maybe you have to hold it in different light. Maybe there's some wax on it that we can't see on this two-dimensional image. So you can pick up the 53 and the 54, which is nicer than the grade would tell you. The centering's off for sure. And we have the 1954 Parkhurst Johnny Bower rookie card PSA 7. His last name is Bauer, not Bowers, but Parker said Bowers on the facsimile and I guess on the back as well. A decent copy right here off-centered, high and to the left. Otherwise, very nice, I would say. If this was better center, this would definitely be an 8, I would have to think. Josh, your thoughts on these 3?
Yeah, all cool cards. Great to pick up if you're a player collector, doing a player run, Hall of Fame collector, all very nice. You're not going to pay top dollar because they're not PSA 9 or higher. So just fun cards to have in the
Fun
auction.
cards. 14 minutes left before extended bidding starts. All access extended bidding. And with that, we have a 1954 Parkhurst Fred Sasakamoose rookie card, PSA 7, a very important card to the First Nations people and to hockey fans all together. We are off center to the right, pretty good top to bottom. This is a really nice copy, actually. You might wait for a better centered one, but this isn't bad overall. And it's at $160. So this is a card of somebody who a lot of people probably haven't heard of, but you should have. And it's a card that gets a lot of love in our hobby. So the Fred Sasakamoose, very nice PSA 7. And then we have a couple of my favorite. I collected these in the 80s. I was all about these old time greats because back in the 80s, as a teenager in Winnipeg, we couldn't find Imperial tobacco cards from the 1910s. This was as old as you'd get in your local shops. There was no internet. George Vezina, PSA 8 OC, which, okay, fine. And the Howie Morenz PSA 8 without a qualifier. Let's open these up, guys. And just look at the beauty of this Vezina in particular. What an amazing image. It's way off center to the right. I think that's why it's got the OC designation. But look at this, Josh. I mean, isn't this it's a work of art, no?
Yeah, it's a cool painting, a neat portrait for sure.
And the Howie Morenz, in my opinion, the first true superstar of hockey. His rookie card is 1923 Patterson. This is a great copy. I mean, the red is just beautiful. There's no yellow shining through like we often see on the Jacques Plante rookie from this year. A little white on the corners, but yeah, hey, with these red borders, that's what's going to happen. I think the 8 is fair. It's a gorgeous copy. Someone's going to love it for $600. I think it's really, really cool. A couple comments here. First, Daniel wants to talk about the BVG9 Gretzky rookie, and Hobby Champs says, I'm usually a stickler over centering, but on 52, 3, and 4 Parkhurst, it doesn't bother me all that much. Yeah, I get that, Hobby Champs, because that's the way these things were made back then. And it's a sign of what quality control meant back then. How about you, Josh? What are your thoughts on, off-centered cards from that era?
Well, I think it's the 53 cards we're looking at where the background of the painting gets really light and almost fades into the border. On those ones, I think that you can get by from an eye appeal perspective with a little bit worse centering and hardly notice it. I'm a kind of a stickler for centering. It's like I really like the Fred Sasakamoose card, but that centering is a little bit tough for me. It doesn't have to be perfect in my mind. Like 60-40 I can handle typically, but this is probably what 70-30, maybe 75-25 kind of. And we talk about all the time. It's like you get to PSA 6, 7, 5. It's a game of trade-offs, and it just depends what trade-offs are most meaningful to you.
A game of trade-offs. Well said. All right, we have the Montreal Forum card from 1955 Parkhurst. We've looked at this card before. It's just cool. If you're looking for one of these, this is a PSA 5. It looks nice from a distance. It looks nice up close. Minimal wear around the red edges. I think the 5, this top right corner here, definitely has a bit of a ding. But otherwise, it's a great copy, and you're probably going to get it nice and cheap for a 5. I think it's a strong 5, actually, in my opinion. I wanted to show off this 1960 Stan Mikita. It's an SGC authentic, and what I like about the SGC slabs is they tell you why it's authentic, where PSA just leaves it up to your guessing game. So respect to SGC for saying evidence of trimming, which I also think doesn't say it doesn't mean like technically that they are saying it is trimmed. They're saying that they see what they believe to be evidence of trimming. I'm not saying it isn't trimmed. I'm just trying to understand the way they apply their standards. But it likely is trimmed. I'm sure they know what they're talking about. And here you have what you can get into pretty affordably for a otherwise nice looking Stan Mikita rookie that is most likely trimmed for right now $135, where if this was a PSA 8, it'd be over $2,000, closing in on 3. And then finally in this row, a Rod Gilbert, another authentic card. This one is in a PSA holder, and we don't know why. We don't know why it's only graded as authentic. So I now that I'm seeing these both, and I remember when I chose to look at these, it was because I wanted to point out just how much more information you get from SGC than you get as a customer, as a buyer on the secondary market of a card for a PSA authentic card. I wish they would give you and us more information so we could make a better informed decision on our purchasing. But I guess they don't have time at those service levels to let us know why. Josh, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I like how SGC gives you that explanation, and I think as a collector, that's the type of information we want to know, and it shouldn't be that hard for PSA to do something like that. And I think one of the byproducts of how big of a lead that they have in sort of the grading wars right now is that it's almost like akin to having a like a monopoly on a license where you question. It's like, well, how good does your customer service really have to be? How much do you have to innovate? And I would love to see a little bit more innovation out of PSA and trying to move the whole concept of grading forward a little bit for the collector, and not just upstarts like Tag, who you work with, of course, and stuff like that SGC is doing. So that is a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, Chad Belleni right here says grading reports for the win. Yeah, if only, right? That's what we I'm gonna come across slightly entitled here and say that's what we deserve. For the money that they charge us for grading, we deserve to know why the card gets the grade it did. I think we pay enough for that. I think they charge enough. So I'd like to start to see that. And I did see Nat Turner of PSA on a podcast about a month ago or so saying that they were planning to do that. So I think we need to keep the pressure on so they don't go back on that decision. Not that they would, but I was really happy to hear that from them. Chad also says centering more important than corners. 100% for me, yes. To me, corners are the third most important thing after, for me, it's registration or focus of image. Then it's centering. Then it's going to be edges and corners for a tie. And I don't know, it would depend on how they look. And Hobby Champs agreed with your comment about the background blending there a little bit earlier, Josh. So very good. Hobby Champ says, is that Gilbert the first time the term rookie was ever printed on a card front? Rangers rookie forward. Maybe it was, Hobby Champs. That'd be a fun little research exercise to jump into. Okay, we have 3 Wayne Gretzky rookies right here. This is the O-Pee-Chee BVG 9 that Daniel wants us to look at. We have the O-Pee-Chee BVG 5.5 and a second O-Pee-Chee BVG 5.5. So we are looking at 3 Beckett vintage graded Gretzky's. Let's pop them all open. Let's get into these images. 16,500 on the 9, 875 on the one 5.5, and 900 on the other. Let's start with the 5.5s, Josh, for fun. Okay. Centering, obviously, far and harsh to the left. Very blurry card. Horrible registration. Corners. This, I don't think, to me, it's not a 5.5. To me, this is weaker than a 5.5, simply because look at that oil drop. It's basically dipping out of the pocket altogether. You've got, some print errors on the word Edmonton here. Corner wear, slight corner wear there. Red line coming all the way down through what should be white there. The edges are nice, though. Bottom left corner definitely has a ding. Bottom left corner stronger. But look at just look at how thick that red stripe is coming down the legs, Josh. Like, that's a very poor registration.
The oil card drop is not in a good position either.
Not in a good position. That oil drop had a few too many sips last night. Okay, so this is the first one. I'm not a fan of that one. This one here is a much stronger copy overall, but the centering is equally, if not even worse. And it's all the way to the right. Like, there's so much dead blue space here that I I don't like it. It's so asymmetrical, but the registration is way better. The corners look, I mean, it's got some natural corner wear up there. That corner looks good. Edges look pretty nice. A bit of a white blemish right there on the edge. This corner's pretty rough. This corner's got some stuff. So, I mean, they're probably both fairly graded, I guess. It's harder even to tell down at these 5.5s and that, but is it a 5? Is it a 6, a 4.5? I'm not sure. This one's got a big fisheye right on his shoulder here. This one is void of such fisheye, but look how blurry this is. So these two cards, listen, I wouldn't recommend either one for a collector who wants to have the one Gretzky rookie in their collection. I would certainly personally advise you wait for a better centered copy. And as Chad asked earlier, I would rather have a better centered copy with worse corners and edges because I'm going to enjoy looking at it more. I know I would. I can't speak for all of you guys, but that's where I'm at. So I don't recommend either of these BVG 5.5 O-Pee-Chee Gretzky rookies, but go for them if you will. Not gonna discourage you too much if it's something that you really, really want. Justin says that's a really nice Gretzky BVG 9 card. Looks a bit faded. We'll take a look. Hobby Champ says bad registration on Gretzky rookies are like an acid trip. That one certainly was. And Andrew says, Josh, did you share with Jeremy my happy news from last week's auction? What news do we have to share, Josh?
I'm blanking. Andrew, do you have another name on Instagram or something like that? Sorry, it's been a trip this weekend over at my house. So
let us know, Andrew. Let us know.
Sorry, man.
Okay, let's take a look at the 9 now. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Justin's mentioned that it looks a bit faded. Compared to that one, it does look a bit lighter. Not too bad, though. The blue is nice. Let's now assess the grades. And with Beckett, we do get the subgrades. Centering 9. Centering looks great. I'm not going to pick on it too much. I don't think there's any tilt going on the print. Centering looks really strong. I don't think it's 9.5 or 10. So I think 9's pretty accurate. Edges come in at a 9. Edges are gorgeous. They're wonderful. These are wonderful edges, in my opinion. They've got just a little bit of that O-Pee-Chee rough cut, not too much, just enough that you know it's pack pulled. I love the edges on this card. Corners 9.5. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. Surface 8.5. There might be some surface scuffing. I'm not sure. That might be what who was mentioning it again. Justin, I think, was talking about the surface. That might be what brings it down, what brings the surface grade down to an 8.5, but that balances out with the 9.5 corners, and overall we end up with a 9. So yeah, I mean, this card, it's nice. Now, a lot of people might be looking for a bit of arbitrage here. They might say, okay, this is a BVG 9. I can buy this card for what, 20 grand right now, whereas a PSA 9 sells for 120 to 150,000 dollars. So there might be 100 grand worth of arbitrage here. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But you have to be pretty confident that this is going to become a PSA 9, because if it's a PSA 8, now it's worth like 10 to 12 grand, not 120 plus. So now you're going to lose money. I wouldn't take that risk. Personally, I would not take that risk. I think whether or not PSA, in their heart of hearts believes it's a 9, I don't know that they're going to give it a 9 anyway. They might go 8.5 just for a little bit of pop control. So I'm not sure if I would take that risk. No, I know I wouldn't take that risk, actually. Josh, what do you think of all that?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions on this card. So it's a pop 57. It's roughly a $20,000 card. It sells anywhere from 18 to 24,000, typically at that grade. PSA 9 has a pop 93. Is the fear of sheet cut, is that the $100,000 difference in price? Explain to me why one is worth $100,000 more than the other. I don't understand.
It's not the only reason. It might be part of the reason. I do not believe this is sheet cut. Justin Bode says any chance it's sheet cut. Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say there is a chance it's sheet cut, and the sheet cutter found a way to mimic what a natural cut O-Pee-Chee Gretzky looks like. But this does not, to me, appear. This looks good to me. I mean, I've seen enough of these things that this this looks good. If it is sheet cut and they altered the edges to appear not to be sheet cut, they did a really good job of that. And I can't tell you that that's what they did. I don't know. I'm not good enough at looking at it to tell you that. But for me, I would lean to the point of no, it's not sheet cut. So to your question, Josh, I think that is part of the reason, because some people are just going to fear it without looking closely at the card. Some people are going to think, well, everyone else is going to think it's sheet cut, so I'm not going to buy it, because why would I buy a Gretzky and a Beckett holder anyway? Everyone's going to think it's sheet cut. So that's one reason. The other reason is just brand recognition right now on this card. People want the PSA holder for their vintage, or maybe SGC as well. So I think that's got something to do with it also. The Beckett brand has just taken a big hit over the last few years, and it just seems to be getting worse and worse, actually, even since the new guy took over. I'm just going by what I'm perceiving, what I hear out there.
Oh, they're getting killed by SGC now. Yeah. They're a shell of theirs, which is kind of sad. Okay, so now I want we a lot of times we look at these from like the investment and value, but if I'm a collector and I just want a really nice Wayne Gretzky rookie, and I can get this for $100,000 less than a PSA 9, this seems like a really good option, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you're just a collector, and listen, I think this is a great card for the collector who doesn't really care about the plastic holder around it, but wants a nice quality copy. I think this is a nice quality copy. So yeah, I mean, you're going to save yourself for one that a grading company on a day determined was a mint 9 copy. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice copy for that. And you're going to pay about $100,000 less than if it was a PSA 9 mint. So,
well, okay, one more quick question. What are the odds, because you've looked at so many of these, that if we were able to and wanted to take the time, which we don't, and we looked at all 93 copies of the PSA 9, that this card isn't nicer than at least one or more of those, one of those 93?
The chance is 100% that this card is nicer than I would say. At least one, probably a third of them in the PSA 9 holders. I mean, even the PSA 10s don't look like 9s. Never mind the PSA 9s. So, I mean, their grading over the years has been so inconsistent that it's, you really need to look at it's just so important to look at the card as well as the technical grade assigned for everybody buying these things, for sure. Okay, some comments. Andrew picked up the BVG 6 from last week. Well, congratulations, Andrew, on that pickup. GC says, is there a niche group of Gretzky rookie collectors that collect the wonkiest registration, most off-centered? Probably there are. Probably. GC. I think that'd be fun. I don't know anyone personally, but I think that there would be some out there. Kind of seems like it. Justin Boat says it looks like a PSA 8.5, probably an 8. Yeah, I somewhat agree with that. Hobby Champ says, I'm afraid of the BVG 9. Looks small, not enough fray, looks slightly diamond cut. BGS is known to grade sheet cut. Yeah, but I don't think this is sheet cut, so you don't need to worry about that. Slightly small. I don't think it looks slightly small to me. Not enough fray. Fair. There's definitely, I've seen some with less fray. This one doesn't have much fray at all. Slightly diamond cut. I mean, I don't know. Diamond cut or off-center tilt, two different things. I don't see either, but maybe I'm just seeing it wrong. Vintage wants to know, there might be something wrong above the N in Wayne. You just got nothing really there. A little bit of almost like just a little print spot. You see them elsewhere on the card. Mark, hey, thanks for stopping by on your time off, buddy. Justin says, sheet cut risk in my book. All right, guys. There you go. Gretzky rookies. Steve Yzerman, PSA 9. So I wanted to look at this because, we've really ripped into Yzerman rookies before on here. And this one, we ripped into a 10 that basically wasn't even a 9. This is a 9 that shows a lot of the qualities that you want to see, but for centering. So a nice 9, but for centering. Bernie Nichols, the man has scored over 70 goals, I believe, in 1 year. He's had 150 points when he played with Wayne Gretzky. A PSA 10 Bernie Nichols rookie card for $88 right now, you guys. Not too bad. And we have another box bottom, Steve Yzerman, PSA 4 from 1990, O-Pee-Chee. Josh, any comments on these three?
Yeah, Bernie Nichols, I think one of 8 NHL players to score 70 goals in a season. Did a bunch of research on that with the run Austin Matthews is on. We're trying to figure out how realistic for him to score 70 goals. Nobody scored 70 goals in 31 years.
Austin Matthews might do it this year.
Might.
He's having a great, oh man, back-to-back hat tricks. He is on his way. Justin Bode might make a run at the Bernie. Well then, Justin, let's take a little bit of a closer look at it with you and just see what we think. Beautiful. Side-to-side centering. You look at that left side, you think, well, that looks wide, but then you look at the right side, it's got the same width, top to bottom. Might be slightly high, but maybe not. And then I see just right over here, something going on right there, a little print defect, but nothing too serious, right on the black outline there. Yeah, nice overall copy. And, you know, the other thing about it, I don't know, it depends how picky you are, but when you're buying a PSA 10 rookie of a guy from the 80s like Bernie Nichols, yeah, I don't know what the population is on this card. It can't be over 100. It's one of those where it's like Justin Bode here says, I might make a run at it. Like I might, like why not? You know, it's not like I'm going to spend hours researching the best Bernie Nichols rookie out there. So you can decide if you like that one, Justin. And if you do bid on it, please feel free to also click first on the referral link that I have in the right there. I'll try to put that back up again, but it's also in the video description. All right, guys, row 3 on his jersey retirement day. Jaromir Jagr, 92 Topps Gold, the first year of Topps Gold, PSA 9, $8, you guys. I don't know the pop. I would look at it, but that's a cool card of Jagr. And just look at the image of him. And by the way, we are into extended bidding now, but look at the flow. Look at the flow. Classic Jagr. Love it. These were one a pack back in 92 Topps. Great card. Over here, we have his 95 Ultra Gold Medallion. So you can pick up 2 Jagr early gold cards for under $20 right now. What's cool is this one is a pop 2, none higher right here. So really, and it's a PSA 8 only, but still, I mean, that is really, really cool. And this is the 93 Stadium Club Finest, Mario Lemieux, $20 for a PSA 9. Pretty cool card right there as well. Josh, any comments?
Growing up, I loved the Topps gold cards. I just thought that it's really one of the first times I remember gold foiling.
Yeah,
on a card.
It's probably the first time, right? So
yeah, I was just trying to think if I could remember any other case. And of course, he had the hair going, and that's a pretty awesome card.
Yeah, I'm with you. And Hobby Champs does astutely point out with respect to the Bernie Nichols, there was no Topps hockey this year or the year before, 82, 83, and 83, 84. No Topps hockey cards. They were out in 81, 82, and they were also out in 84, 85. But this is the year where they took one of the 2 years that were taken off by Topps. All right, we have another Jagr Gold SPX Gold PSA 9 right here, $23. We have a Wayne Gretzky SB Authentic buyback from 1997, came out in 99, auto numbered out of 500. So, you know, we don't see these often considering there are 500 of them that were bought back and autographed and reinserted into packs. And then we've got a Jagr 2012 Fleer Retro PMG Blue. It is raw. It is authenticated by MBA. It's out of 50 and it's at $240. Josh, any comments on these 3?
Big fan of the Jagrs. Really love the SPX card, and really cool card. Pretty cheap. I mean, it's like what it is, none graded higher. So there's that going for it. And some of the 90s Gretzky autos are surprisingly inexpensive to me at times, where you even compare them to the cards that come out in today's sets, where yeah, I don't know. I think that's a really cool card. And then, of course, you got the PMG Blue 2012 Jagr. Tough to beat that.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's keep on going. Here's the red PMG, same year. This one says altered. So MBA has determined this one is altered. Was this one altered as well? No. So there we go. The red seems to be altered. It's at 105. So, and it's numbered out of 100. We've got a O-Pee-Chee Platinum Red Prism McDavid from 2019. Just got a bid right now. It's a Pop 1 SGC 10. Really cool card. Love the design from 2019 O-Pee-Chee in Platinum. And then a 2019 Upper Deck Buybacks Wayne Gretzky auto of the 0405 Legends Classics. This is numbered 4 of 10, but what a gorgeous card. Nice gold auto. Gold serial numbering, hand numbered right there, which actually looks pretty cool with the gold foil on the card, or at least gold accents on the card. Nice Edmonton Oiler, youthful picture of Gretzky right here. I like that copy. What about you?
Oh, it's a great copy. I love the look on his face, like he's sitting on the bench watching the game. A big fan of this card, and I agree with you on the 2019 OPG Platinum. Very nice. We just went through for tomorrow's show the 2022 designs, and they look really nice too. And that's the next set to come out in about 10 days from now.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna put the referral affiliate link into the chat again right now. If you are bidding on anything, please go through that link. It'll again let PWCC know that we have we're doing something good over here. All right, next up, 2019 Upper Deck Credentials ticket. It's the Access out of 199, Connor McDavid, PSA 9, $21. Listen, I've never owned one of these cards. I don't know how in demand they are. I don't hear a lot about them. The 199 is really a huge number these days, but this is a cool looking card to me. And I could see, either trying to get the McDavid every year that this comes out, or maybe picking up the McDavid, Ovechkin, Matthews, Crosby, some of the studs from the set for this year. Maybe doing the whole set. 199, is going to be a big enough number that you can buy these cards and do the whole set for relatively cheap. $21 for likely the best player in the set right now. We also have the 2020 Metal Universe PMG Green Austin Matthews. Now, it's a PSA 7. There's 4 graded higher, but this is, his first, I believe. Well, no, it's the first since the new run of PMGs. He had his 2016 rookie PMG as well. So again, this is the new wave of Metal Universe and PMGs that really started in 2020. And here's the Matthews Green. And we have the Stützle Red in the PSA 8.5, numbered out of 100, Pop 1, 2 graded higher, stud rookie for the Ottawa Senators. This is numbered out of 100, where the Green Matthews is out of 10. Josh, I almost kind of said something wrong about, the status of this and where it falls for Matthews and PMG Greens, but how important, if at all, do you feel the 2020 base PMGs are?
Yeah, for certain players, I think they're really important. For guys like Matthews that had already had PMGs, not so much. What I love about this card, and I don't know if this will resonate with you as well, is I kind of like the green blue dichotomy. I think of on the green, the St. Patrick's Day jerseys that they wear every year, and then it's got kind of like the normal blue on it. So I just think that it's the card is really nice looking.
Yeah.
I think the card maybe looks better than it is more as an important card, although it's a PMG out of 10, so it'll always carry gravitas from that perspective.
Definitely. We have a triple SP Authentic Sign of the Times with Bobby Orr, Jerry Cheevers, and Phil Esposito. Pop 2, 1 graded higher. It's a PSA 8. These are on card autos. It's at $340. Pretty cool for you Bruins fans out there. And then back-to-back PSA 10 Young Guns, Jason Robertson and Kirill Kaprizov. Robertson is at 120. Kaprizov is at 105. Josh, I mean, you can say what you want about Young Guns. I'm more curious what you think about the Sign of the Times triple here.
It's a really cool card, and I talked about it for a long time. One of my more embarrassing moments on the show, after about 20 minutes, because it's the only time that Cheevers and Esposito have signed a card.
Ooh.
And I was duped. I thought it was hard signed until the very end when we realized it's a sticker auto card.
And I just said it's on card, and I was duped as well from a distance. These are stickers. I see.
Yeah,
them now.
They are stickers. And so I was originally, well, at least you weren't duped for like 25 straight minutes talking about the card like I was. But it still is cool. It's 3 of the greatest players of all time. You look at like any sort of rankings of Bruins top players all time, Cheevers is not going to be in the top 10 typically, more like top 15, but he's one of the more collectible guys. He signs a lot for Upper Deck. He's got the crazy masks. And so, super cool card. And again, this is the only time the three of them had ever signed a card together.
That is pretty cool. Yeah. Justin says, looks like on card to me. Yeah, it did to me too. But then you zoom in and you can actually see the Upper Deck kind of holograms, and you can also see the outline of the stickers. It's definitely sticker autos. All right, keeping on going. Another, so what's this? 2 Kaprizov PSA 10 Young Guns. One's at 105, one's at 96. We've got the Connor McDavid. This is the Electric Ice Tribute from 0506 that came out in 2020 Upper Deck. Pop 2 PSA 10 at $29. So, a non-common. It's not a common McDavid, and it's PSA 10, and it might be something, Pop 2 is pretty low. So for those McDavid fanatics, it's kind of a cool parallel or insert. I'm actually not even sure if it's a parallel. Yeah, I guess it's an insert. And then you've got the flashback here, the Young Guns Tribute Achievement McDavid, which is a throwback to the 0506 Crosby Ovechkin year, PSA 9. That's a really cool card. Josh, do you know anything more about this Electric Ice than I do?
The only thing I really know is that I think they're in extended series. That they're a extended series does that kind of a lot of like sort of neat oddballs or sort of like little tweaks to different cards, tributes. I kind of like the concept. I've always been a little bit surprised that they don't have much of a premium on the secondary market at all. Maybe it's just lack of awareness or people just don't care, but I kind of like them.
Good. Okay. We have the Stützle Clear Cut 2020 Clear Cut Young Gun PSA 10 at 430. Those are cool cards. And the SP the SP Signature Legends Acetate Future Watch, all-time Future Watch, Mark Messier in a PSA 10, Pop 3. These are really cool cards. I think it's a 100 card set or something like that, Josh, and I'm about 35 cards in terms of progress, and I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with it. Right now, they're in limbo between PC and like Trader Box. I'm just not sure what I'm going to do if I'm going to continue to pursue it, but they are cool. This one looks good. Seeing it here makes me think I should keep going with it, but I just wanted to highlight it for everybody because they're pretty cool, right? They've taken the Future Watch concept and applied it to players going all the way back to the 50s. And this is Mark Messier, obviously rookie from the 80s, but a pretty cool card. And they got the high gloss Nikita Kucherov. Now, the high gloss are base parallels out of 10. This is from 2021. It's a PSA 7, which is pretty low for like an Upper Deck, base type of base card, even though it's a parallel. $34, Pop 1, none higher. Might not ever see any of the other 9. Maybe you see a couple more of them over time, but these are going to be tough to come across. So pretty cool Kucherov there. Josh, what do you think? A nice little assortment here of Upper Deck inserts and parallels.
Yeah, really cool cards. I like all 3 of them. The Stützle is, if you look at, I think it's like a Pop 26. If you look at past sales, pretty good value right now at 430. And Kucherov might take the cake for guy whose secondary market values are almost totally inexplicable at this point.
There is no correlation to his on ice performance with his card values, but that could be the Tampa Bay. It could be a regional thing.
Yeah, he's got dang near 100 points already, and he's been awesome for years at this point.
Couple of pageantries. We have the Cole Caulfield pageantry rookie year and the Gretzky PSA 8. The Caulfield's a 9. The Gretzky sitting at $8. Okay, I just thought it was a cool card. I mean, maybe it's not worth much, but cards don't have to be worth a lot to be cool. You could still enjoy the card, and I think these cards are prime for some enjoyment, especially if you're at $8. Nice Gretzky card. Caulfield, $8 as well for the rookie year pageantry. But here's a more valuable Caulfield, his Future Watch Auto. This is the retro Future Watch Auto, numbered out of 99. It's at $410. It's a PSA 10. It's a Pop 14. And Josh, we talked about this before with another player where the tribute or the retro future watches are numbered out of a number much lower than their actual future watch. So Cole Caulfield's actual future watch auto rookie is going to be numbered at a 999. This one's at a 99. 90% fewer copies were made. I mean, that's pretty crazy right there. And this card, Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm going to guess is going to sell for less than half of what his true future watch is worth. And they both come from the same product in the same year. Did I make any mistakes there? What do you think?
No, you're 100%. It's, again, talk about things that are, well, inexplicable, but we've talked a lot about the future watch out of 999, the true Ricky aspect of SP Authentic. I think a little bit too, he's been really good for the last 45 days or so, but it was a rocky start to the season for Cole Caulfield. So his market is down a little bit, but he's really clicking with Suzuki and Slavkovsky right now in their kind of top line in Montreal. And so this card would have been double that this summer when he was kind of having his hobby moment. So I think in general, it's a pretty decent time to buy Caulfield right now.
Couldn't agree more. All right, we have a Crosby Speckled Rainbow Foil 2021 Upper Deck PSA 9. This is I believe these are e-pack achievement type cards. You need to collect X amount of the base. You can roll them up and eventually get one of these speckled rainbow foils. They're cool for the Crosby collector. Here's a Caulfield Young Guns Canvas Rookie PSA 9 at $33. And the Tops Now NHL sticker Connor Bedard PSA 8, $15. I don't know much about the Tops stickers, Josh, but this is do you know much about this card? It looks sticker sized. Have you noticed much love for these? Have you studied them at all?
Yeah, we have a little bit. That's not, I don't think the first one. It has a number on it. I think this one here is the first one.
Oh,
this sticker in my hand for, I want to say 3 months running, has been in the top 10 graded, I'm going to say cards, but it's a sticker at PSA of any kind. So, I mean, at the time, I think this was pretty early October. Yeah, this is sticker number 1. That I think these are print on demand, so Topps put them for sale for about a week, and then they're no longer for sale. And I believe the print run on these you could go look it up, was pretty big.
Okay.
But I just think it's funny that it's been in the top 10 of all sports cards graded for about 2 or 3 months running.
And so here's his second one. If you're interested, Hobby Champs here says, I love rookie sticker cards, but I looked at the pops for the Bedard and they're insane, way overprinted. Well, overprinted or just, I don't know if they're overprinted, because if they're selling them, they're not overprinted, but I hear what you're saying. Nonetheless, 86 says, who's Kucherov? And Justin bookmarked the link on PWCC. I will mention the link is only for tonight's auction, by the way. The way they work it, you got to change it up. So I'll try and find a more generic one for people who want to bookmark. But I do greatly appreciate that, Justin. That is just awesome. And here we go with the overprinted Bedard sticker. Here's 3 more of them right here. The PSA 10s are doing about $58, the $9 $21, and the $8 $15. So you got your choice of several. Here's 3 more 10s. So I kind of want to backtrack a bit on Hobby Champs' comment. I mean, listen, people bought them, graded them, and now they're trying to sell them, and they are getting bids. So, and there's another one right there. And that's those are the items we're looking at tonight, actually. So look, we've managed to run through them all here, and we have 5 minutes left in extended bidding. We got a bit of a cheat code here, Josh, being able to run through the last 8 cards because they're all the same. But I thought it was fun to look at. So at this point, then, let's start back up at the top and just see what's going on. Look like the Tim Horton got bid up to 36. I think it was a 3,200 when we started. Michael Jordan's up to 700. Didn't know he played hockey. The Richard was at 1,100. It's up to 1,175 now. The Jean Beliveau portraying Dickie Moore is at 105. Let's just kind of scroll through these. Let's go check out the Gretzky. Someone made the comment that this Howie Morenz reminds him of Mr. Bean. I saw that earlier in the comments, and yeah, I definitely see the resemblance there. Like the call out earlier that this might be the first time you see the word rookie printed on a card. I think that might have been Hobby Champs. I'm not sure. Hobby Champs goes on to say, I just meant that PSA 10 populations make them bad investments to collect for Bedard fans. They are just fine. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Josh on the Gong Show, him and Troy, they often talk about the gem rate and the total amount, the gem population of various cards. And that's important data right there to look at, Josh. I mean, anything you'd like to add about that? Because you guys spend a lot of time, a lot of brain power analyzing these things, but anything else, any insights you can share with us on, what does it mean when a ultra modern card has a high gem rate and a high submission rate?
Well, it's just sports card values are based on either scarcity or their perception of scarcity. And now that, the hobby is evolving and we got pop reports and we've got companies like GemRate that are helping us to kind of capture and share some of this data, is the veil's being pulled on the perception of scarcity. And I think that my assumption is as the hobby continues to progress, that it's going to be more and more of an issue. And Hobby Champs, do you think the pop count on the stickers is high? What's the pop count on Bedard's Young Guns 18 months from now going to be? Probably insane, right? And you have to factor that in when you're spending a lot of money on a card. And the problem with Young Guns is, and this is going to happen, is that, so it comes out on March 6th. So let's say April 1, we're going to start to see Bedard or sooner PSA 10 Young Guns. And the eBay listing and the auctions are going to say pop 6. And people are going to bid on that card like it's as it's a population 6, and it'll only ever be a population 6. And in their mind, they're going to forget that a year from now, it's going to be a population 4,000. And there's no way that whatever they pay initially, that can sustain over that many. It's like a stock, right? You double your stock or you split your stock 8,000 times, your per share price goes down. You're essentially, if you look at like a card value as a market cap, every time that population count doubles, it's like you split the stock almost. And the market has to try to keep up with that, and it just can't. Like Jack Hughes is a great example. I think his Young Guns is one of the nicer looking Young Guns, but it's a pop 4,000 with a 75% gem rate. So how do you put $500 into that card and expect it to be worth $800 2 years from now when it's a pop 6,500? It just doesn't make sense.
Well, there you have it. Nice little explanation right there from the Gong Show themselves. Justin Bode said the Gong Show is awesome. 86 collectibles. Isn't the Kaprizov Young Gun pop PSA 10 around 5K? He says pop 10. He meant PSA 10. I think. Isn't it around 5? What is it at nowadays, Josh? Do you know?
It's just about that, because he was the pandemic darling, and the 2020 set had a really high gem rate. Now, the one thing, Jeremy, that these the last couple of years have going for them in 2022 and so far with Series 1 in 2023 is that the gem rates are pretty low. We're seeing low 30s, high 20%. And that's a double-edged sword, because when you open a box and you pull cards and you have kind of rough edges and your corners aren't sharp, it's upsetting. But in the long run, if you want a player whose Young Guns can be actually quote unquote investable, I would much prefer a 28% gem rate to a 75% gem rate. And the Kaprizov is 4,917.
Okay. Continuing along. There you have it. Justin says this Bedard Young Gun thing is going to be awesome to watch. I agree. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with that too. Okay, looks like we are now into the next level of extended bidding. So we have cards that have been sold. Why don't we see which ones have sold? The Jordan sold for $840, but again, he's not a hockey player. What's he doing here? What is he doing here? So let's do a little refresh, and that should bring us to seeing just the cards that are left at the top. Give it a moment here. It's going a little slow for me right now. I'm not sure why. There we go. Picking back up here. All right. So let's scroll down and see what has been sold on us. Now, it looks like most of the cards are still going. Yeah, we haven't even gone down to the ones that have sold yet. Here we are now. So the Makita, the trimmed Makita SGC does $162. That's a cheap Makita rookie for anybody who was looking for one. The Gretzky sold, the BVG9 sold for $19,800 for the BVG9 Gretzky rookie. The box bottom Iserman does $30. I love the blue border on these. You know, the actual pack pulled cards were white border, but the box bottom showed blue. I wonder why they did that. Like at O-Pee-Chee in 1989, when they're planning this product and they're deciding, okay, we're going to make the cards we're going to give the cards a white border. Let's put images of the cards on the bottom. Let's use different pictures of the players, and let's change the color of the border from white to blue. I don't know how, like they did yellow in 85. Like, I don't know why they do that. I'd love to have been in the room when they made that decision. The best answer, Josh, to me would be they just picked something that looked crazy. Let's just go with something crazy, guys, and ran with it. I wonder why they did, but $30 on this Iserman 1990 box bottom, $10 for the Caulfield pageantry, $25 for the Crosby rainbow foil, $40 for the Caulfield Young Guns canvas. Josh, that seems low to me, even for a 9. I'm not saying it's not what they're selling for, but you know, what do you think of that?
Yeah, it does. I think it's just an indication of the first half of his season. You'd have to look at the pop counts as far as what they are. You know, one of the things that Upper Deck did is, I want to, maybe it was 2021 when they first did this, or 2020. They introduced the black parallel, which is a little bit tougher odds. And so I think that a lot of people kind of gravitate to those where they want to put their money. And so maybe that weakened the base canvas a little bit. Not sure, but that might be my guess.
Yeah. Okay. No, fair enough. The Bedard stickers, we had the 8 sell for $18, the 9 $25, and the 10 $67, $69, $69, $72, $74, and $86. I wouldn't want to be the guy that paid $86 for one when you could have had another for $67. I wonder if one is actually, you know, in better shape than the other. Tough to say. Justin Bode says, I actually like the blue box bottoms. Justin, and just to be clear, I'm not saying I don't like them. I think they're awesome. Like, I love that kind of thing. I think it's super cool. It's still just a little, oh, David G with the answer. The border colors match the display box. Ah, David, coming through for us. Yeah. And Hobby Champs, that yellow color match on the Lemieux box bottom rookie makes it the best look. Oh, a different comment, but yeah. And I love that card, Hobby Champs. I have one of the highest graded copies in my collection of the Lemieux rookie box bottom. It's a prized possession for sure. But thank you, David G, for that bit of information for sure. Matches the display box. All right. We'll take it. We'll take it. That's a good enough reason. So let's see. We started with 55 items, and it looks like about 16 or so have sold. And this next level is going to be over in less than a minute. So as I'm scrolling through all of these, and I've said it before, you guys are probably getting bored of hearing this, but anything that is orangey red needs a bid. Looks like the Lumley just got one, so it's going to go to the next level. Anything in green is going to make it to the next window, which are 5-minute windows right now. But right here, this Tim Horton, this is a big card. It's a beautiful card. $3,600 plus buyer's premium right now. Puts it about, what, $4,320 as we sit. We're going to hover right here and see if it gets any more bids in the next 11 seconds and see if this card is going to make it into the next window. We're down to 5 seconds, everybody. Final opportunity to get your bids in on any of these cards that are showing red. And right like that, we have more cards that have sold. Let's see what just sold for us right now. The the Horton does sell for the $43.20 that I quoted a few minutes ago. The 53 Parkhurst Gordie Howe, his third-year card, $1,470 for the PSA 7. Awesome card. The fourth-year Gordie Howe, the PSA 6 with the apparent stain, does $210. And the Johnny Bauer PSA 7 does $660. Fred Sasakamoose is making it to the next level. Howie Morenz has sold for $780 for the PSA 8 old-time great from 55 Parkhurst. The two BVG 55 Gretzkys have both sold for $1,110, which, you know, that's a low number compared to what they were selling for a few years ago. If that is on par for comps now, it is what it is, and I can't argue with that. The PSA 9 Yzerman does $408. The gold Yager does $18. Congratulations on that one. I love it. That's just awesome. Awesome. The Stadium Club Finest Lemieux does $25. The Yager Gold Medallion, $13. I mean, you can't even pay shipping to PSA for $13. Never mind the card and the grading fees themselves. And the Gold SPX does $29. Nice night for Yager buyers right there. And the Red Prism McDavid 44, the Gretzky Auto 1,020. That's respectable. And the Professor's new card is this 2019 Credentials Ticket Access Acetate Connor McDavid PSA 9 for $30. Congratulations to the Professor on that pickup. The Matthews PMG Green does $252. The Stutzla PMG Red 8.5 does $162. And the Triple Auto does $408 with Orr, Cheevers, and Esposito. Lots of sales in this first window. Gosh, I could keep on going here. Let's just skim through them. $10 on the Gretzky, $5.16 on the Caulfield Retro Future Watch, $40 on the High Gloss Kucherov, $72 on Messier All-Time Future Watch, $5.16 on the Stutzla Clear Cut. This is a great card for $96. I love this card. $37 on the Electric Ice. This one being, of course, the Young Gun Achievement McDavid. $115 and $126 on the Kaprizov Young Guns. $144 on Robertson. There you have it, guys. Okay, you guys have been buying some cards. Let's go back to the top. We have 2.5 minutes left. We're going to hit refresh. Let the sold cards fall to the bottom. And let's see here. Ojibwe says Snipes on the Makar Exquisite out of 25 rookie platinum auto. I know I can get a 9.5 or 9 for the surface. Congratulations. I don't know why we're not watching that one. Must have missed it. I'm sorry. Turpin Forcer says, Jeremy, did they sell the Opeachy Gretzky case? No, that's a couple weeks away, probably 2.5, 3 weeks away. So those auctions last at least a month. So we got time for that. We will talk about it when it happens, though, for sure. Andrew says less pop count than PSA and better graded vintage for 20K than 130K. Home run to me on the BVG 9 Wayne Gretzky. Yeah, hard to argue that. Justin Bode got the Yager Gold. Congrats, Justin.
Nice.
Very, very nice. Yes, you did. Oh, you got it twice. You got it twice. You got it once. I got the Yager Gold. Topps Gold I got. Good for you. That's all. Oh, you mean instead of the SPX. I think you were clarifying. I'm with you, Justin. I'm with you, buddy. Hobby Champs, the only card I was in on this week was the PSA 10 Pop 1 Daniel Sedin 99 Rookie Young Guns exclusive out of 100, and I lost. Sorry to hear that. Hobby Champs, Justin Bode got the 94 Parkhurst Gretzky based PSA 10 too. Congrats, Justin. Very nice. Very nice. All right, guys, let's see. We're a minute away from this window ending, and a lot of cards sold in that first 5-minute window after the initial half-hour window. From 7 o'clock Pacific till 7:30, we have a half-hour window, and then they're 5-minute windows. So it goes a lot faster. And we are left now with, let's see, 4, 7, 10, 13 cards out of 55. Josh, we lost about 2/3 of them there in that window. And it looks like the Maurice Richard just got a bid up to 1450. That's a beauty. Josh, I've been talking for a while. Anything that's come across your mind?
I think we're seeing some deals tonight, which is kind of cool. I love when you can come into an auction. You know, I think I always take more like the buyer side, maybe a little bit of the perspective a little bit. And I love deal hunting. So I really appreciate when people chime in on the chat and kind of let us know what they're picking up.
I love that too. That is just fun for sure. Justin also got a 92 Brett Hull Ultra PSA 10. Justin likes the fancy base cards because those 92 Ultras were awesome. And the window is now closed. Let's see what we have now sold. The Yager PMG Red did 132. The blue is still going. The Gretzky Auto does 312, this buyback, whereas the other one, the Legends, did over 1,000. So, some, different cards have different importance for sure. The Bernie Nichols PSA 10 rookie does 156. Justin, did you grab that one tonight? And the Montreal Forum does 192. The Vezina, I love this Vezina card, does 192. The Lock Arm Over the Shoulder of Richard does $222. That's such a cool card. And that's it. We're still going on the rest of them. Let's hit refresh again. And Mark Santucci says, I pick up at card stores. Justin Bode passed on the Nichols tonight. Santucci, did anybody see the 2 games this weekend? And Justin Bode, you passed on the Bernie tonight. Yeah, you passed on the Bernie. Mark, what two games are you talking about? There were more than 2 hockey games this weekend, that's for sure. There were like 12 last night, I think. Yes, Daniel, the Lumley is such a nice looking card. I so agree. Beautiful centering. Beautiful Maple Leafs blue. Yes, I'll say it. There it is. There's his comment. Amazing color. It is. It really is a gorgeous, gorgeous card. So we're down to 3-6. Only 6 cards left, you guys, that we haven't seen sell yet. The Yager PMG blue just got a bid, so it's going to go to the next window. The other 5 are not. Josh, let's play Survivor. We're down to 6 cards. We're kind of cheating. We should have done this earlier. I mean, the Yager seems to be the easy pick. Take it if you want.
Yeah, just it's his night. You can't pick against it.
Can I pick it as well?
Okay.
I can. You're giving me. I can. Okay.
I would see that or the Richard, the 53. I think that is such a beautiful card.
I'm not going to pick the Yager. I do think it's got a good chance of being the Survivor, especially since it's the only one that's guaranteed to survive at this point. It's a toss-up for me between the Sasakamoose and the Lumley, because the Lumley is just such a nice card. But look at this, the Richard got another bid. I'm just gonna, have fun with this. I'm gonna pick the Fred Sasakamoose as my choice for the Survivor card tonight, but I don't expect to be right tonight. Mark Santucci, the Stadium Series games. No, I did not see either of them. But it looked like a pretty fun 6-5 win in overtime tonight between the 2 New York teams. That was cool. And what was the other outdoor game this weekend, Josh? Do you remember?
No. This weekend has been such a blur.
Here we go.
Devils, New Jersey, Flyers. And Flyers, yeah.
Devils fly all in the Metropolitan Division. Yeah, Pretty cool. Go Montreal Forum. Yeah. The professor picked up the SPX Gold Yager. Congratulations, Professor, picking up a nice assortment of these are value cards. The Professor isn't breaking the bank. He's picking up cards from $20 to a couple hundred here and there, but picking up some sweet cards. And with that, Sasakamoose gets into the Survivor game, Josh. I'm not out of it yet. I took a big risk. And look at that. The Lumley got a bid as well. So the only 2 without bids now are the Rod Gilbert and the Jean Beliveau portraying Dickie Moore. So let's see what happens right there. Lucas Schiller says, I did well on cheaper cards and used the link. Thank you, Lucas Schiller. Lundell Young Guns Canvas PSA 9 for $9 and the Hall Score 91 PSA 10 for $15. Lucas Schiller, thank you. That's great. And it just looks good. It allows us to continue to do these shows, or at least me to continue to do these shows with Josh, into the future. All right, guys, 30 seconds left in this window. We still need a bid on the the Dickie Moore, Jean Beliveau card. And we also need a bid on the Rod Gilbert, which is graded as authentic by PSA. It does seem to have pretty narrow borders. Maybe it's trimmed, but I just don't know for sure. I need to see another one. So I kind of keep on scrolling up and down between these 2 cards to see if they're still red. Well, we'll see the blue glow. We'll see the blue glow here. 2 seconds left, everybody. And it looks like those 2 will be the ones that have sold. And that's the case. $37 on the Gilbert, $150 on the Beliveau Dickie Moore. Oh man, that's for $150. Come on. Like that's a pretty cool card in my opinion. And now we are down to 4 cards left. Me and Josh are both still in the Survivor game. He's got Yager. I've got Sasakamoose. No one took Lumley or Richard, although Josh was tempted to take the Richard. So let's hit refresh and push these back up to the top again. Mark Santucci says that Maurice Richard has great cards. Yeah, he really does. He does have great cards, Mark. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Justin says if the Richard only had better registration, I'd be all over it tonight. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I hear you loud and clear, completely. Daniel is jumping into the Survivor game, and he's taking Lumley.
There we go.
Has now been claimed in the Survivor by Daniel. Daniel, good luck to you. Hoping you come in third behind me and Josh, or at least second behind me. Just kidding. Josh.
I got a bid, so I'm looking good.
Josh is looking good. He's green. Me and Daniel are both red on the Sasakamoose and the Lumley. The professor picked up the Panini Prism Immortalized Sidney Crosby PSA 10. Pretty cool. I know the card. They're real. That's the die. Is that not the die cut Prism? I think it's a die cut. Really cool card. And Mark says, Jeremy, since there was a holiday in the States, how long are you going with the show? We're going to go till this auction's over. I don't know. I think that's what you're asking, Mark. It's also a holiday here tomorrow for at least where I am in Canada. We call it Family Day here in February. So just another day without school for the kids. That's what it means to me. Oh, David picked up the Moore Beliveau, the 53 Moore Beliveau. Very nice. That's the one I'm a little jealous of tonight. That's a great card, David. Great card. Look who's joined us, the Essential Credentials podcast. I'm going to guess that's Matt Burrows. Yeah, it is. Good evening to you, buddy. Hope you had a great weekend as well. Check out that podcast, everybody. They do a great job covering really 90s inserts. All right, 2.5 minutes left still. 420 on the Yager. So it's got another, that's the same bid. We need bids on the Lumley, the Richard, and the Sasakamoose to keep myself and Daniel A in the game. Let's see what happens. Josh, can you think of any other cards that we weren't watching that hit the Gong Show this weekend that you guys talked about at all? I'm sorry, I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, there was Troy had talked a lot about, and it's sent me down a whole rabbit hole. There's a huge amount of, were they 2008 OPC retro rainbows? So they were all in the 1979 OPC design, and they're all numbered out of 100. And I want to say there's like 8 of them in the auction. Very, very cool cards. So we talked a lot about those.
Okay.
I think too that the other thing that, again, I kind of put this in the Kucherov camp of players having just ridiculous years. I believe that there was a McKinnon Young Guns BGS 9.5 True Gem Plus that went for like really cheap. Which
okay, well, let's wait for this. Let's wait a minute, just over a minute for this level to end, and then we can maybe go take a look at some other cards that are in the auction, even though they weren't on our watch list. Looks like the Richard has got a bid now too, so we need a minute for me and Daniel A to remain in the game. Justin lets us know it's President's Day down in the U.S. tomorrow. Thank you, Justin. That's for you too. Josh, we have an international show coming at you tonight, everybody. Hobby Champ says those retros are beautiful. Those retros are beautiful. All right. So 30 seconds left now. We are hoping for, Sasakamoose gets a bid. Just as I'm about to say we're hoping for it, he gets a bid up to 185. And now, Daniel, you are on the edge of the cliff here, buddy.
Very nice card.
This is a beautiful card. It's a 264 post buyer's premium right now. Has 11 seconds to get a bid. Let's see what happens here. It's a beautiful card. It's a PSA 7.5. Looks like it might not get it, and it looks like Daniel is going to be eliminated, as he is, from this Survivor game. Sorry, Daniel. You came in third. I'm glad you played, though. That's the thing. You guys are welcome to play. If too many of you play, I won't remember who picked what. Maybe Josh will. I don't know. But let's do this. Let's do a quick refresh here. And actually, we don't even need to do that. Let's go to all items. That might take a second. And let's go to hockey. And then we will. Thanks for coming out, Daniel. Okay, so here's what is left. How many cards does it tell us? Let's see. Does it tell us what is still alive? My activity? No. Is there a status? Oh, maybe it's up over here. I don't know how to find just the ones that are still left, but I guess it's sorted that way. Oh, these guys here. Yes, these are awesome. And it was all like Hall of Famers too.
Yeah.
That were featured in this
auction.
They
look so much better in hand too, because you get that rainbow color effect where sometimes these cards don't photograph as well. So it's almost a shame that you can't see them in hand. Whoever, I think these just went for like dirt cheap, in my opinion.
Yeah. What a great collection of Hall of Famers too that you could have. There's the young gun. I think this one Hobby Champs was after tonight. The Daniel Sedin that he didn't win. I guess he's it's still going, but I guess he got priced out of that one. Hobby Champs. Pretty cool. Look at that. Ilya Kovalchuk, $340 for his young gun from 2001, be at BGS 10. It's a good amount. It's a good price, I would say. I don't. The grade's the grade. I mean, let's face it. People are buying that BGS 10 label in a lot of cases here, but it's just nice to see any Ilya Kovalchuk young gun selling for $340 right now, considering that he hasn't been, really relevant in hockey for several years now, which is an unfortunate thing. Out of all the hockey cards tonight, there aren't that many left without bids. We got the Mo Sider. We got the Raymonds here. We got the Byfield, another Raymond, and then these rainbows we were talking about, and this Gretzky Donruss Elite, and then we're already watching these two. So yeah, pretty interesting. Go to a couple comments now, guys. Oh yeah, it's Cajun Cardboard. Brian Dennison's big night. He's selling about 200 cards here on the auction. Basketball cards. Good luck to him with those for sure. The professor picked up the 08 O-Pee-Chee Retro Rainbow Yari Curry. Hey, he picked up one of them, Josh. There you go. Very nice. Very nice, professor. The 53 Richard is a work of art. It so is a work of art. This card just got a bid as well. It is an absolute beauty. I just love this card. Just love it. All right, so the Yager is at 440 now for Josh. Where did my Sasakemoose go? Here he is, 185. We need a bid on Sasakemoose with 1:30 left to go. The professor likes the Walmart blue border of the cards. Well, that's also the same as the 79 O-Pee-Chees, right? It's meant to be a throwback to the Gretzky rookie year. Justin, congratulate. Yeah, very amazing card. The essential credentials. Well, Matt says those retros are way better in hand than they scan in. Speaking, just kind of corroborating what Josh had said. Hobby Champs is only 14 graded higher on that Lumley. Wish I wasn't broke this week. Yeah, did the Lumley sell? Is it done? I guess the Lumley sold for $264. That's right, it sold. I knew that. Hobby Champ says I would have been more if it were Henrik Sedin versus Daniel. Professor picked up the Beliveau as well. Picked up the Beliveau. Congratulations. And Mark Santucci likes the Guy Lafleur, as do I, Mark. I like the Guy Lafleur too. I like the Esposito. I like the Stasny. Those are just really cool cards. All right, let's go back to favorites for a moment here, guys. Let's see where we're at. 3 cards left. Me and Josh are still, no, I am not. I need a bid in 19 seconds. I was confused. I like this card so much. I thought it was my pick. No, I picked the Sasakemoose. Josh picked the Yager. 10 seconds left. We need a bid on Fred Sasakemoose, or else Josh will once again, I think he's undefeated as survivor picker on this show with me. I don't think I've ever gotten it right. Oh, and Sasakemoose gets a bid.
There you go.
Still in it. I still have a chance, everybody. I still have a chance. Not bad considering I think I've never won.
This should be the last 5-minute window too, right?
This is the last 5-minute window. Then we're into the 1 minutes, and then this thing will end pretty quick. So 17 and a quarter now on the Richard 53 Parkhurst PSA 7. And as many of us, Josh and I and many of you guys in the chat have said, it is a glorious card. To me, it's one of the prettiest vintage hockey cards there are.
Do you think it would look better without the facsimile auto?
I don't know. I mean, I don't mind it. Let me just sort of put my hand up again and just sort of, well, it's going to cover the camera. Let me see. Yeah, it might. It might look better without it. When I cover it up with my hands, it cleans it up a little bit. Yeah. I think I could see that. Professor picked up. Oh, sorry, Josh. The professor picked up the Esposito as well. Very, very nice. Justin says, I've got someone working me on a non-sports card right now. Which one, Justin? I like some non-sport myself. And Andrew has a question. Says, may I ask, do you know if the NBA authentic sleeve holder is acceptable when submitting? I ask because it's the sleeve you're instructed to utilize when submitting. I don't know what you mean by that.
Grading, is he talking about?
Well, maybe. I don't see why it wouldn't be. It's just all the NBA sleeve is a top loader. It's an extra tall top loader. It's like a tall boy top loader, and it's got a sticker that they just put on the top loader. He says, but NBA foiled the top. So you're saying they sealed it at the top? I mean, foils the top. I don't know. Foils the top. Do you mean it covers the top, the opening, to keep the card in, sort of thing? I don't think there's any reason why it wouldn't be acceptable unless the grading company doesn't want to have to put in the labor to take it out themselves. And that's why they like those semi-rigid. So, but at this point, I don't think the grading company is going to turn away your cards because they came in a top loader with a foil thing on top. I don't think, but I'm not sure. But that's if you're talking about PSA, I'd send them the question. Just ask them the question. And Justin lets us know it was the Pop Century influencer Olivia Dunn auto. This one here. Here? What do you mean here? Are you trying to send us a picture of it or something?
Yeah, I don't know if you can in the chat. I don't think you can.
No, you can't. You can't. But maybe it's in this auction tonight. Andrew, you're welcome. That's how what I would do. Let's look for it. Olivia. Let's just type in Olivia. No searches for Olivia Dunn. So maybe it's not in the auction tonight. That Justin is being, someone's trying to influence him to buy that card, the Olivia Dunn. That's a Leaf Pop Century is a pretty cool product, like the collection of autographs that they get in there. And Brian Gray I think he was a driving force behind that. Now he's no longer with Leaf, and they're coming out with another version of it pretty soon. And I'm seeing them say that it's going to be the best one ever. So hopefully they're doing well. Justin says it is in the auction tonight. So why couldn't we find it when we searched for it? Let's search done. No result. Oh, I know why. Sorry about that. We're in hockey. That's why. Still none? Oh, now we're in my favorites. Oh, God. Learn to use this site, Jar. Okay, there it is. $240 for the Olivia Dunn that Justin Bode is considering buying. I mean, yeah, it's a color blast. That's pretty cool. It looks like a color blast. All-American gymnast. Yeah, I don't know, Justin. I'm just gonna reserve comment, except for saying, nah.
Family show.
Right? I don't know what else to say. My favorites and hockey. What is not working here? My favorites. This week's auction, hockey.
Oh, you still got Dunn. You got to X out Dunn out of the search bar.
Thank you, Josh. All right. Oh, we just made it. 5 seconds left. Oh no!
Oh no!
No, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
It's over.
Say it ain't so. I win Survivor for the first time ever. I win the
Red
Survivor.
Saskamoose coming through for you.
The Saskamoose beats out Yager. Josh, I didn't think I was going to have a chance for something that has zero meaning. I can't even explain why I'm so excited about that right now.
Yeah, you got to take every victory in life, Jeremy.
Too funny. 528, everybody, on the Yager 2012 Fleer Retro PMG Blue out of 50, certified authentic by MBA, with in an extra tall top loader with the MBA sticker probably going right over the top. Very cool. And Freddie Saskamoose comes through for me. Way to go, Freddie. Thank you.
Well, it's not over yet. You just beat me, but you have not won Survivor. So don't have a premature celebration.
I did. And I did. I actually did win because it just got a bid and the Richard sold. I won it for all of them. You're right. I first I beat you. Now I beat the auction. 2,100 on the Richard, and Freddie Saskamoose is up to $200 right now. Let's go to some comments very quick. Everyone's trying to let me know how to clear out the search. Thank you, guys. Not My Chair says, I'm out on the Pens ticket. I wish I could bid one more time. Sorry to hear that, Not My Chair. But hey, welcome to the show. Don't know that I've seen your name here before, so glad to have you. Hobby Champ says, Leafs influencer butt cards. Yeah, I was going to say it's a bit of a behind shot right there. Daniel A says, the new house is good luck. I'll take it. And Not My Chair says, the Crosby's first goal ticket was amazing. Sadly, I missed out by one bid. Dang, that is a cool piece for sure. 9 seconds left, guys, on Freddie Saskamoose. Is he going to get the bid? Oh, he gets the bid. We're going to go another minute there for sure. Meanwhile, the professor picked up the 2015 Panini Prism Gold Dennis Schroeder out of 10 BGS 9.5. That's a basketball card. Congratulations to you, sir, professor. That is very cool. I don't know who that player is, I got to admit, but if you picked it up, I'm sure it's a very nice looking card. Chris Perkins, never heard of Saskamoose. What a name, though. Yeah, well, he was a First Nations person. I don't think he's with us anymore. I think he's passed away now, but he's the first First Nations player to play in the NHL. He's a bit of a legend, actually, but yeah, not everyone's heard of him. Justin Bode says that, yeah, Brian Gray did good on that influencer card. Yeah. Did you buy it, Justin, or are you still thinking about buying it, Justin? Let us know. All right, guys, 14 seconds now on Freddie Saskamoose. Let's see what happens, if he's going to get another bid or if that's going to be it. It seems like the bids on him are coming in the final moments of the auction, and it looks like the bidding war is over. And Fred Saskamoose has now sold for $264. Congratulations to the winner. Congratulations to me for picking out of what? There were how many cards left when we did that? 6 cards left, Josh, I think.
Yeah, you did well. I think there was 7 left, something like that.
I did well. Thank you so much. Justin Bowe just put in his final bid on the Olivia Dunn card for $250. Good luck, Justin. Good luck. And guys, we're going to wrap up. We've covered off all the items. Why don't we do this for some fun, Josh? Let's go to all items for a moment. And let's sort by, oh, look at that. That one's still going. The Daniel Sedin's up to $350 now. That card's going strong. Let's now sort by highest price. And here we are. So outside of this card here, the rest have sold, it looks like. Okay, so the Gretzky is the highest selling card tonight for hockey at $19,800, followed by the Tim Horton at $4,320, $2,100 on the Richard, $1,470 on the Howe, $1,290 on an aftermarket autographed Austin Matthews Young Gun. That seems high to me, but
hey, look at that one real quick, because there's a bunch of us. We were talking about this on our Discord, I think, where that auto looks a lot nicer than a 9. Again, we've talked before. We have no idea how people grade autos, but I kind of feel like somebody got a better card than. I don't understand how they grade autos, because what do you? It would have to be on the very left, that tiny amount of white, but I think it's so nitpicky, don't you?
I think it's bogus, personally. Doesn't make sense to me at all. at all. The 2 Gretzky rookies, 11-10, the Gretzky auto, 10-20, and so on and so forth. Looks like we were watching most of the big cards. Some reason we weren't watching this McKinnon Young Gun BGS. This is the one Josh was talking about, the True Gem Plus Plus. Did well. The Robertson Cup RPA did 540. We weren't watching that one either for some reason. The Professor picked up the Stature Solani 70 goal scorer. Congratulations, Professor. Mark is congratulating me on winning the Survivor pool. Thank you very much. Hobby Champs hopes we all knew you were joking. Oh, just vend me the bid money on Sasaka Moose, Jeremy. Yeah, there you go. There, I knew you were joking. I didn't see the comment, but now I know you were joking on it. Justin did not get the Olivia done. That Gretzky BVG is robbery. Why so cheap, says Daniel. Well, I think it's just what we talked about. BVG versus PSA. Quite simple. I believe.
I think it was actually higher than the last sale, too. So that's, to your point, that's just kind of where the value of that card is.
It's where the value of that card in that holder is, just to be really clear, right?
Yeah, fair point.
And I know what you mean, though. I know you meant that, but just to be exceptionally clear on that. Well, there you have it, guys. Actually, why don't we have a sneak peek at next week's? Let's have a sneak peek at next week's cards, guys. Now, next week, I have to remember, are we doing a show? Because next week, I am on a plane.
I'm in Mexico.
So we will not be doing the show next week, is what it looks like. But there are already some amazing cards in the auction. Look right there at the top row. A beautiful Richard PSA 3 rookie. Wow. Well, we will see. If I'm going to take my computer with me, if I can somehow do an episode from my vacation place, I will. We will see. So, I love this. I love the 58 Gordie Howe card. That's a nice 7 as well. Really cool looking card. Couple of open packs. Another Gretzky rookie. A McDavid rookie right there. $43. Another Johnny Bauer. Oh, there's some cool cards next week. Second year Bobby Orr, PSA 3. A Johnny Busick rookie, PSA 6. 57 Top Sawchuck is a nice card. Hot Shots, PSA 9 Gretzky. Eddie Shack rookie, PSA 8. Wow, yeah, there's some nice cards next week, Josh. So you're out of the loop then. You're in Mexico, so you're out of the loop next week?
I'm out of the loop next week.
All right. Well, we'll see. I can't commit yet because I don't know what time I land and got to get settled in. But we'll see. There is a chance, guys. There is a chance. Daniel, no, I don't think it was sheet cut. That card looked pack pulled to me for sure. But like Justin says, there's just that risk that comes with BVG, I guess. Yeah, it looks like a great auction next week, Justin. I agree with you on that. Another Bernie Nichols, PSA 10, says Hobby Champs. And there we go. There we go. Oh, and the Professor, one last pickup, the Tyler Bertuzzi PMG Green. Oh, Matthew, you're at the Burbank show. I know. I wish I could have been there this weekend. It's been moving week all week for me, just in this new home. And we're finally settled in. But Matt, I hope you had a great time there at the show. I can't wait to see your pickups. And I know you had a good time seeing some of the fellas in the vintage group. So very good. Good night, Daniel. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for playing the Survivor, guys. Josh, any final comments before we wrap up?
Another fun auction. Always interesting cards. My favorite part of this auction is it's really last few months now. It's like just such a variety every week. And so, it was kind of interesting when we looked at like the Survivor. There's 6 cards left. 5 were vintage. A couple weeks ago, it was all modern cards. And so you just get that really nice variety with this PWCC weekly.
Definitely. Yeah. And good night, Justin, Gary. Good night to you. I want to thank you guys for watching. And you guys that bid on cards and you did use the link, really appreciate that. Again, trust me when I tell you the commission it's very small. Like it doesn't move the needle too much. But it moves the needle in terms of PWCC and the relationship that Josh and I have with them. So it's important. Jeff McMahon, good to see you. I don't think I shouted you out earlier. I saw your comment, somehow didn't get to it, but good to see you in here as always. Mark, thank you so much. Professor, as always, thanks to you too. Tomorrow night, guys, I will be back with Michael Hathaway from MC Sports Cards, and we'll be covering their showcase auction tomorrow night. So I'll be live 3 nights in a row, this right here, back to back to back. Guys, thanks for joining us. It is Sunday night. Enjoy your holiday Monday tomorrow, both in the US and most of Canada. Colin Murray, thanks for being here. We'll see you soon. Guys, with that, this episode of the PWCC Hockey Weekly Auction Watch Party is now over.